everyone, it's Miss Champagne. Okay, now this is video number 3, and I'm talking about your teaching philosophy. Okay, so this is my third story. All right, so like currently and for the last 2 years and a half, I've been teaching with this company. Very nice lady, but it's like I've told her plenty of times that I focus on all of the skills, not just speaking. Okay, because I told her if you just want a teacher who are just going to teach the kids speaking, then you might as well just get somebody else, because that's not in my teaching philosophy, and I'm not changing it. So, all right, let me give you more backstory. All right, so I teach, not right now anymore because the kids are gone, but I teach 3 different levels. Okay, well, I taught 3 different levels of kids. It was 3 kids. One was native, like myself. One was beginners, and one was like maybe intermediate, but not really. And I had to use 2 different books. One book was for the native kid, and the other book was for the 2 beginners. So once again, these kids are on different levels. Okay, these kids, like the native kid can speak, he can do everything, but the other 2 can't because they're brand new. So I like to focus a lot on phonics. I like to also focus on speaking, but I do a lot of book and writing as well, because once again, there needs to be a record of what the student is learning. If they're just talking in class and the parent's not there to see it, then how do you know what I'm teaching? You don't. So, I mean, if you're trusting me to teach your kid, I want there to be a record of what I've taught. I am a teacher. That is what I do. So anyways, the principal, she kept trying to pressure me, saying like, oh, I want you to do a boot camp. And I have done a boot camp one time, but that was like an all-day thing, and it was for singing and all dance and all that stuff. So that was cool, but it was an all-day thing. I said, I don't teach that in a 1-hour class. It's not my style. It's not what I do. I've told her this repeatedly, and she's like, well, the parents want you to focus more on speaking. I said, well, I'm going to tell you the solution. Just get a new teacher. Like, I'm good. Like, there's no hard feelings. Get a new teacher. I have my own clientele, so I'm not really pressed. But what I'm not going to do is focus only on speaking just to make the parents feel good. It's not about them. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the students and what's best for them. I'm the professional. I'm almost a doctor. I'm graduating this year, and I'm walking next year with my PhD in education. So I think I can outweigh both parties, and the parties is the principal and the parents. So, and I remember I had a meeting with the mom, and she's like, oh, I want this for my kid, and I want him to do this. I said, it's not about you. I said, listen, I'm super nice, but I am very, very direct, and I do not believe in sucking up. I said, I don't suck up to anybody. It's just not my personality. So I'm not going to just do what you want because you want me to do it. I'm not going to do it. I said, I'm just not. I'm sorry. Your kid is a native kid. He's native. He's Japanese, but he's native. Okay? He speaks, he reads, he does everything. He's fine. And more importantly, you said that he's happy. So what more do you want? And she was like, well, I want him to get in a speech contest. I said, what speech contest? I don't know. I said, well, if you don't know, how am I supposed to know? I said, if you want him to speak more, I said, there's 3 children in the class. It's just not about your kid. It's 3 of them. If you want him to have more one-on-one time with me, then get his own private lesson. But no, she doesn't want to do that. She just wants to, have him in a class with 2 other kids and still think that I'm a genie. I am not a genie. I'm not a magician. I'm not magical like that. I just can't make things happen. Teaching is a process. So anyways, but she pulled her kid out of the class, and I really don't care because one of the kids is still left. So anyways, so the principal that I'm talking about, she's still like, oh, I want you to teach like performing arts. I said, I don't teach that. That's not what I teach. I said, and she said, well, I really want you to do the boot camp. I said, I do boot camps for camps. It's a boot camp. It's a day thing. I don't teach that in 1 hour. And I said, why don't you just get another teacher? Like, you can get another teacher because my prices are about to increase as soon as I graduate. I said, it's just, but anyways, my point is, guys, I'm sorry if I'm rambling on, but my point is, do not change your teaching philosophy. It's there, it's written for a reason, because it's a guidance. It's your moral code. It's your obligation to uphold your integrity and what you believe in. And what I believe in is making sure my students are happy and that their needs are met. Not the needs of the parents, not the needs of the principals. Okay, of course I would take those into consideration, but not over what the student needs. All right, and once again, If they're telling you, oh, we want, you to focus on this and you to focus on that, that's a pretty good indication that they're gonna let you go anyway. So my point is, once again, do not change who you are or your teaching philosophy for a student, because if they're complaining, they're probably gonna leave anyways. All right, guys, that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye.